A Superior Court jury in Oakland has ordered Johnson & Johnson to pay $29 million to a woman who claimed its baby powder gave her terminal cancer. The verdict says the jury found that the baby powder was a substantial contributing factor in her illness. Johnson & Johnson has insisted that its talc-based products are safe, but it has lost a series of court cases now. And for more, we're joined by attorney Joseph Satterly, one of the attorneys for the plaintiff in this case. First, I want to ask you, Joseph, thank you so much for joining us today. Johnson & Johnson is saying they will appeal, so that is going to put a lot of things in limbo in terms of the settlement for Ms. Levitt, correct? Talk to us about that.
Yes, it's really sad that Johnson & Johnson caused these cancers and caused her cancer, and now a jury has found that they're responsible, but yet they're going to drag it out for years to try to reverse a jury's decision. And the evidence was overwhelming in this case, so it's very, very sad that they're choosing to appeal, which I think is a very straightforward verdict on behalf of this jury. And
that must have been a roller coaster ride for Ms. Levitt, having won the settlement, and then now it's okay. Now we've got to wait even more years for this to come through.
Yes, she's living scan by scan. She's got two young daughters. It's a very sad situation with regards to what Johnson & Johnson did, because they've known about the dangers of their product for many, many years.
I want to get back to, you were talking about the evidence in this case, and I wanted to ask you, what was the most damaging piece of evidence you think your team presented in this case against Johnson & Johnson?
Hundreds and hundreds of internal Johnson & Johnson documents showing that they knew that there was asbestos in their talcum powder going back for years before Terry Levitt was even born. 1963, there was internal documents showing they knew asbestos was in their talcum powder. 1971, they knew asbestos was in their talcum powder. 1969, they said we should get the law department involved. It was incredible.
And how did you obtain those documents?
Through discovery, through the legal process of asking for them and courts ordering them to be produced. And for a long, long time, they were kept secret. And as a matter of fact, they were stamped protected for many years. Wow. And fortunately, we got them unprotected.
And I want to read a quote from Johnson & Johnson, because they said that obviously it would appeal, citing serious procedural and evidentiary errors, saying that your legal team had failed to show its baby powder contains asbestos. Why is Johnson & Johnson making that claim, and why do they continue to say that studies show that talc is safe to use?
Number one, we introduced extensive testing, both testing from our own experts and testing from consultants from Johnson & Johnson back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s that showed there was asbestos in the product. Number two, the studies that they presented were either controlled by Johnson & Johnson or they improperly excluded women from the studies. The epidemiologic studies that they relied upon didn't even consider the fact that women use cosmetic talc and just ignored it. So their studies that they rely upon is, quite frankly, without merit. Their appeal is without merit, and they should resolve these cases. I'm starting trial next Monday in Los Angeles for another woman.
Wow.
And these cases, the evidence is very strong.
Okay. Well, we thank you for your time and coming in here to explain this, you know, the case and the details of this case, and we wish you the best of luck on your next case there.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully things turn out as they should for Ms. Levitt as well.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Joseph.